Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to, yeah, I guess it's technically episode 2, but the first official scoring of XFL Season 10. That's right, the XFL Fantasy League. With me are Jeff and Risa.
Risa, sonrisa.
Unfortunately, Tiff could not be with us this evening. But we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off. Tonight will be, again, the opening of Season 10, and our first time with 4 participants in quite a while. We'll be scoring for last week, the week of April the 8th, and seeing what happened on Raw SmackDown at 205. And then we will deal with this week's, what we're now in the middle of the Superstar Shakeup before this coming Saturday when we will score for this week.
Yeah. So did you want to go over the rosters and tell the good public how you fucked up on the draft?
Wasn't just me. Everybody else was correcting my counting, and nobody corrected me on that. I blame everybody.
You would.
Yes, I would. That's the point. So, yeah, there was some miscounting errors during the draft, mostly on my part. Nobody else caught it. We thought everybody was even at 29 superstars, but in fact, that was not correct. It turns out that where we are standing right now, Tiff and Risa each have 30, while Jeff and I each have 29, which is still as even as the rosters can be. However, what we figured out was that while Tiff did still need to give me a superstar, what we did not need to happen was Jeff did not need to give one to Risa. However, we're going to leave the rosters as they are right now because it's possible that Gallagher and Gulak on 205 Live might be breaking up their tag team, and therefore one of those folks might be aligning with a superstar that Jeff has, so it would make sense to move that superstar, namely Gentleman Jack Gallagher, from Risa's roster to Jeff's to compensate for that situation.
Yeah, so we'll wait a week or so for that, see what they do with that.
Yeah. Is that okay with you, Risa?
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. So that will be that situation. We will deal with that when the time comes, and we will also be dealing with the Superstar Shakeup. You'll notice when I put the document up that I have already amended the brands of those that were brought over to Raw from SmackDown tonight, just for the sake of doing it, while it was happening, so I didn't forget. So just keep that in mind. And
also, there's no guarantee we're going to have team names tonight. Just throwing that out there. Because I haven't really thought about it.
Yeah. I forgot team names are a thing.
They are a thing.
Well, if anybody has a team name, we can put it up there tonight. If not, then I guess.
Yeah, that's right. We'll see.
Pretty much. All we can do is see. All right. So let's go ahead and see what we got going on. Obviously, being that this is our first week, we do not have a leaderboard or any kind of previous week scores because we're just starting off again. But I will just go ahead and share this up here. Reese on the far right, is that close enough to Aquamarine for you?
It's pretty close.
If you'd like it amended in some manner, please tell me.
No, it's good. I like it.
Okay. So you'll notice we still have last season's team names on there just for the sake of placeholders, and I just added one called Risa for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So, yeah, team names are still kind of up in the air at the moment.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll get the names next week, I guess. Does anybody have a name? No? Okay.
Do you have a name?
I have one I was considering. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with it.
You can still call it the Big Dogs Club.
I don't have
Roman and AJ.
That is true. AJ was also a club member, even though I don't have Balor. But that's a different club, not the Balor Club.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll deal with team names next week.
Fair.
So I have, as mentioned, amended the roster here. The team names are listed to at least represent the current people, if nothing else.
Did Risa have a team name?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Question: are you going to have a team name, or would you like me to help you come up with one?
I'll probably need some help with it.
I was like, given you did have Balor, and given your known top superstar, off the top of my head was the Rowdy Club.
Okay, I'll keep it in mind.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a plan. In the meantime, let's see what's going on. So as I also mentioned, like I said, I amended the brands for people that got drafted tonight. Also, the War Raiders were called up, and they are now being referred to as the Viking Experience, going under the names Eric and Ivar. So again, we will deal with them next Saturday. So we're just gonna jump right into Monday Night Raw and see where the hell we end up, shall we?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Close this window out. Go over here. Okay, let's see.
All right, but before we do that, I would like to address something that I found out. To go off of what we already know, what we reported on the last, was it the last episode or the episode? No, it was the last episode. It was the draft. It's a good thing Bork isn't on here because he might no longer have a job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of hard for you to have a job when you cuss out your boss.
Oh, did he tell Dana White to fuck off?
I was talking about Vince.
He's done that before. Vince doesn't care.
Because literally, and also I wanted to point this because this is more evidence of a long-stemming issue here. Apparently, Bork and Seth were supposed to go on as the mini-main event. It was supposed to go on right before the main event.
Yes.
And then at the last minute, Vince decided to change it.
Mm-hmm.
And Bork was not happy. Nor was Paul, which is why they did what they did. Basically, Bork cussed Vince out, demanded to go on first, and literally just walked out there and gave Vince no option. That's why Heyman went on there, and that's why Hogan had the response he did, because of course that decision was made during Hogan's segment, so Hogan had no idea Heyman was going to come out, because obviously they went over with Hogan. Okay, this is what's going to happen. You're going to go out there, then we're going to kick things off with AJ and Randy, and then Heyman comes out, and Hogan's like, "What the fuck?" And so, from what I understand, they came out, they had the match. And Bork immediately got on a helicopter and flew home, like from the arena.
Man, I heard that's what he wanted to do, and that's why he said, "If I'm not going to sit around." It was basically what Heyman said. He said, "I'm not going to sit around all night if I'm not going to be in the main event. Let's go put my match on first, get it out of the way, so I can leave."
Yeah,
that is fair. Also, another thing I didn't mention is the roster update. We should have known this for the draft, and that was my fault for not checking news sites beforehand. But it was revealed on Friday that Nia Jax has torn ACLs in both her knees and will be out for about 9 months for surgery and recovery.
yeah.
So as a result, Nia Jax has been removed from Reese's roster and the roster overall. However, I also realized during the draft that we never drafted Sin Cara, so therefore I have awarded Sin Cara to Reese's roster to compensate for that loss.
Who has the Lucha House Party?
That would be Tiff, I think.
Ah, there.
Also, to kind of confirm what we thought, other than maybe a hi, here I am appearance now and again, unfortunately, I think the earlier proposed team namer might be out of luck for you, Risa, because a post went up on Ronda Rousey's Instagram that showed her kissing her husband, Travis Brown, and the caption said, #impregnation vacation.
So it's not wasting any time.
Evidently not.
Well, she has a broken hand and can't compete anyway. Might as well fuck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, that makes sense. Anyway, So yeah, I wouldn't put it past Ronda to still show up and say hi now and again, but I don't think you expect a lot of points from her. But
No.
that's no different than Jeff and I keeping Chris Jericho and The Rock on our respective rosters and earning no points for like 3 straight seasons. So
Yeah, Risa might be further screwed because we still don't know what's going on with Sasha Banks.
yeah, she wasn't on Raw. We'll find out.
She wasn't on Raw, and she's been dropping heavy hints of AEW, so I don't think she's happy at all because she's removed all reference to WWE from her Twitter and
Oh
has been
my.
like heavily dropping AEW. So
Yeah, that's not going to happen right away, though. Even if WWE chooses to let her out of her contract, which they have no reason to do, she's got a 90-day no compete after that.
yeah, but she also dropped heavy hints about the shakeup here. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh boy.
Indeed.
And
All right.
until that time, sorry, Risa, but Bailey's gonna barely get you any points because she's basically taking all the punishment since Sasha took her ball and went home.
Yeah,
Means she ain't gonna get much points.
that's true. Especially, she doesn't pull out some moves once in a while.
All right, let's go to the Raw deal and see what the hell happened on last week's Raw.
Let's do that.
The fallout from WrestleMania. Live from Brooklyn, New York for the 3rd time in 4 nights that weekend.
Oh yeah, to finish what I was saying though, Vince, you might want to take a good cold hard look at yourself because if you done pissed off 5 people in the same week for the same goddamn thing, you might want to stop. That's all I'm saying. And Jim has no comment on that.
Vince is Vince and he will not change. Asking him to is a waste of breath.
Then he's just going to alienate all his talent.
He
and
might.
kill his own company.
Unlikely, because if he alienates his talent, they go to AEW and it turns into a WCWS competition. Vince and Triple H will kick it back up to Attitude Era levels WWE, and we will have actual competition, and that is a good thing.
Not if he doesn't stop the stupid thing he's doing that's basically pissing everyone off.
Well, I'm saying if ratings take a tumble and Fox and USA jump on his ass, then yeah, he will be forced to stop because the pocketbook is the one thing he'll listen to.
Then maybe that needs to happen because it's obvious him just making last minute changes is bad for business because it literally pissed off 5 people in the same week.
Sasha, Lesnar,
Bailey, Paul, Road Dogg.
fair.
Yeah, when one of them is Road Dogg and 4 other people agree with him, you done fucked up, boy.
Fair enough. Anyway, we open Monday Night Raw with a visit from the Universal Champion, Seth freaking Rollins.
Woo! Burn it down.
Who stood in the ring. The "You Deserve It" chants went up, and Rollins responded that no, we deserve it, saying that he's been waiting a long time to hold up this championship. He says all it took was beating the most dominant champion in WWE history. Rollins admits that he felt terrible and that he felt like he got run over by a Mack truck, noting that if there was a human equivalent of a Mack truck, it would be Brock Lesnar.
Mm.
And recap the German suplexes, the F5 on the floor, saying he got back up and that while he may have used some questionable tactics, namely a low blow, to gain the advantage, he didn't do anything that Brock himself would not have done to Rollins. The fans began chanting full-time champ at him. Rollins said that he heard Lesnar and Heyman flew to Vegas to take some meetings and said that they could stay in Vegas because Lesnar is no longer the Universal Champion because Seth Rollins is. Rollins says he's going to be a fighting champion and everyone in this arena and everyone around the world can be proud of.
Okay.
So, Rollins did not get any further before being interrupted. Oh, Brooklyn! Don't you dare be sour! Clap for your world famous tag team champs and feel the power. I got a feeling he said something about WWE champ there and not tag champs, but you get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
So the New Day come out. Big pop from the crowd. And Kofi Kingston says that Rollins seems real confused, and Seth points out that it's Monday, not Tuesday, and everybody laughed. Kofi reminded us that it's New Day, and said that next week is a superstar shakeup, and Big E said that they're there on Raw, because last night was cause for celebration, and they just couldn't wait till SmackDown Live. Xavier adds that Rollins became Universal Champion by defeating Brock Lesnar, and the fans booed that, and Rollins like, yeah, they don't like him. And Big E mentioned their brother Kofi did the unthinkable when he won his first WWE Championship match in 11 years. They did the, they reminded Kofi as the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And then Big E did a split. And Kofi suggested to Rollins that the new Universal Champ and the new WWE Champ have a winner-take-all match tonight here on Raw because that worked out so well for Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. And he says that he knows Seth and the Shield aren't a thing anymore, so no Shield, no New Day, just Kofi and Rollins, one-on-one, title for title. The crowds chanted, "This is awesome," and Rollins accepted the challenge. Rollins and Kofi had a stare down while Big E and Xavier danced to Seth Rollins' music.
Okay then.
End opening promo.
Okay then.
So we open things up with a promo to Seth freaking Rollins and the New Day.
Yep.
And we got Big E. And we've got Kofi. And Seth freaking Rollins. And Xavier. Boom. Okay. Rolling on from that, we go to a commercial break. And we come back from it, where we find out that the new Raw Tag Team Champions, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, will be defending their titles against the men that they won them from the night before WrestleMania, The Revival.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So I get a title defense right off the bat.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So Ryder opens up with a clothesline on Wilder. Hawkins tags in and hits a double team. So they isolate Wilder for a while. Dawson gets a tag, works over Hawkins with some stomps and stuff. Hawkins hits a drop kick and then another kick to Wilder. Then Wilder hit a cheap knee to the back of Hawkins, and the referee did not see. Dawson then held Hawkins, leading to Wilder hitting a heart attack clothesline. Got a 2 count. Match returned. Hawkins broke free from Dawson. Wilder tagged back in. Ryder got a hot tag and clean house with a missile drop kick, 2 back body drops, and a broski boot on each Revival guy. Hawkins then tagged in with an elbow drop off the top rope and got a 2 count. Hawkins teased that he hurt his leg. Then it was clear that he was faking and got an inside cradle for a 2 off that possum. Hawkins then hit a clothesline. Dawson pulled Hawkins out of the ring. Wilder rolled up Ryder in the ring, got a 2 off it. Dawson then hit a suplex or a brainbuster or some kind of maneuver on Hawkins on the floor. Dawson with an elbow smash off the top rope on Ryder for a 2. Ryder with a neck breaker on Wilder. Dawson with a roll up on Ryder. Hawkins tagged in. Dawson Dawson hit him, and then the Revival hit a shatter machine on Ryder. But Hawkins came back in and grabbed Dawson for the roll up of death.
Okay then.
Allowing a title retention after about 10 minutes.
You think you know me?
On this day, I see clearly. Anyway, so as we total this up here, so Dawson and Wilder each get themselves 5 points for being in the match, and 2 points for double team maneuvers, including the heart attack clothesline and the shatter machine, giving 7 points to each member of the Revival. Okay. And then on the winning team, what? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so Zack Ryder was the not pinfall guy. So Zack Ryder gets 5 points for being in the match. He gets 15 points for being on the winning team, 15 points for a retention of the tag titles, puts him at 35, and a total of 6 moves, including 2 back body drops, 2 broski boots, and a neck breaker. Sorry, 2 back body drops, 2 broski boots, a neck breaker, and a double team slam maneuver at the beginning of the match. Give Zack Ryder 41 points.
Woo, woo, woo. You
know
know it.
That's his catchphrase.
I figured.
Oh, radio, tell me everything you know.
Yeah, he has such a good theme song.
He does. Meanwhile, Kurt Hawkins gets 5 points for being in the match. He gets 20 points for winning the match, 15 for a title retention, puts him at 40, and he gets 1 point for his single move, which was the double team slam. Therefore, also at 41 points is Kurt Hawkins. All right.
Edge would be proud.
He would. Rolling on through the program. We go to a commercial. We come back for the commercial for a promo from Brooklyn's favorite son, Baron Corbin.
Surprised Zack Ryder didn't come back out for that.
Yeah, well. Anyway, Baron Corbin's new shtick is he makes Mike Rowe list all his many credentials in his introduction. So Corbin came out and said that he's not a guy that was going to get cheered by these fans. Like some heels. Sorry, he is not a guy that was going to get cheered by fans like some of the heels. The announced team talked about Corbin beating Angle, and Cole didn't like the way Corbin celebrated the win. So Corbin gets a mic and says that Angle was the one that chose him, and he showed all of us that Angle doesn't deserve to be in the same ring as him. The fans immediately fired up a very loud "shut the fuck up" chant.
Okay, then.
Shut the fuck up. Clap, 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 clap. Corbin said that after his dominating victory over Kurt Angle, he feels like he deserves a gold medal of his own. This led to Kurt Angle's music hitting as Kurt Angle walked out to the stage in jeans and a jacket and t-shirt. He got in the ring with the fans chanting "thank you" at him after the "you sucks," and Angle thanked them back and said that Corbin was the better man last night, and that better man while his career is over. And Angle said that his career may be over while Corbin's is just beginning, and he wishes Corbin all the luck in the world and shakes Baron Corbin's hand. And then Angle added that he hopes that all that luck is bad luck, and then proceeds to hit Baron Corbin with an Angle slam and then put him in an ankle lock.
Okay, then.
Baron Corbin tapped out like a bitch and was then left lying in the ring as Angle's music hits and the "you sucks" went off one more time. So that is a promo to Baron Corbin. And Kurt Angle is going to get a promo and an assault.
Kurt Angle gets nothing. He's not on the roster.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, he gets spiritual points then.
Because his ass is retired. He's an old man now.
The Kurt Angle gets spiritual points for an assault and 2 moves and a promo. Kurt Angle gets 11 spiritual points.
Fair.
Why is that so funny?
He says spiritual points. He's not dead.
You know what? The points are spiritual. He's not spiritual. Anyway. After all of that, Kurt Angle was celebrating in the ring when all of a sudden the music of Lars Sullivan hit. Big Lars Sullivan. They call this man the Freak. And he marches down to the ring.
And
he gets in the ring, faces off with Kurt Angle one-on-one. And Sullivan then picked up Kurt Angle, slammed him down hard. The fans chanted asshole at him. And with Angle down on the mat, Big Lars Sullivan actually went up to the top rope and hit a diving headbutt to the chest of Kurt Angle.
I don't know if that's a good move to be using.
Probably not, but, you know.
The last guy who used that as a finishing move ended up killing his family and committing suicide.
That is true. Also, if you're wondering, Lars Sullivan's finishing maneuver is called the Freak Accident.
Was that the headbutt?
No, that's the slam that he put Angle down with first.
Okay, good. 'Cause I was going to say, if they actually called the headbutt that, Vince can go fuck himself because, wow.
Yeah. You are not wrong, sir.
But he did not, so therefore that's okay.
Yep. It's all right. It's all right. We'll be okay. No? Okay. Anyway. So, yeah, that was Lars Sullivan's debut. If you remember, he was supposed to debut last year, but then didn't because he has anxiety issues.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yes, the move in question is a waist lift side slam.
Okay, then.
The Freak Accident. Although, on tonight's Raw, he just used a fucking Batista bomb, so.
Fair. WWE must have got him some, like, psychiatric help or something
Probably.
for the anxiety.
They do that.
They do.
So, yeah, Lars Sullivan gets 4 for an assault and 2 moves.
Fair enough. Dr. Shelby, you finally have a success.
Hey, Kane and Daniel Bryan were a big success. They hug it out.
True.
Anyway, after a commercial break, Alexa Bliss makes her entrance, and she's in ring gear. Back in action on Raw for the first time in quite some time. She was on Twitter challenging Sasha and Bayley while mocking them for losing the women's tag titles, but that Sasha was obviously not around, so Alexa's going to face Bayley instead. And they spilled outside the ring early on. Bliss with a punch to the head. Slapped the chin lock on, leading to the Hey Bayley song from the crowd. Bliss with a clothesline that was apparently sloppy looking and a hard slap to the face, then a kick to the face, then a sunset flip, but Bayley sat on top. Bayley with a sunset flip that sent Alexa back first into the turnbuckle. Alexa got her hand on the bottom rope to break up the pin. She then kicked Bayley to the floor, and when Bayley got back in the ring, Bliss hit a DDT and got the pinfall win. Very short match.
Yeah, her finishing move.
Yep. Did she ever figure out a name for that?
No idea.
Fair enough.
She could just call it the moment of bliss.
That would make sense.
You want the scores?
Yep.
You don't sound too confident.
No, I'll just check at a page so I can find the name of that finishing move, but I don't see it anywhere.
I don't think she's ever named it.
Fair. Anyway. So. Do you want to do it, Reese, or do you want me to do it?
No, go ahead.
All right. So, Bayley gets 5 points for being in the match and 4 moves, including 3 for evading the sunset flip, and then 1 for hitting a sunset flip of her own. It's going to give Bayley 9 points. And then Alexa Bliss is going to get 5 points for being in the match. 20 for winning the match is 25. And 1 point for the Bliss DDT is 26 points to Alexa Bliss. All right.
Are these my first points?
Are they? Might be.
Yeah, I think so. Yay.
Bailey, let's see. Yeah, I think so.
Woo!
There you go.
On the board.
There you go. It's a start. All right. So next we go to a commercial break. And we come back from the commercial break to hear from Becky Two Belts, who makes an entrance to a thunderous ovation from the crowd with the Raw title around her waist and the SmackDown title over her shoulder. She got in the ring and they showed some WrestleMania highlights. And she stood in the ring as fans held up signs that said "The Man." There was also a fan with an Irish flag. And Becky Lynch said that 9 years ago she was working at a bar in New York. The fans chanted, "You deserve it." And she said, "We did it." Another Becky chant started. Then she dubbed herself Becky Two Belts, and I guess the audience did not do a good job of chanting that. I don't know why that's so hard. Becky Two Belts, clap, clap, clap. It's not that hard.
Because they're drunk New Yorkers and non-New Yorkers, because it's a WrestleMania crowd, so they're from all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, drunk foreigners no speak English good.
They chanted "Shut the fuck up" with no problem.
Yeah,
Well,
but that's universal English.
Yeah, that's the first thing you learn when you're learning another language.
Right. You only have some colorful chants. You should have heard tonight's Montreal crowd. Anyway.
Yeah, Canada's always colorful.
Anyway, Becky Lynch said that for months now, Ronnie and Rick's daughter talked trash about her. But at WrestleMania, when all was said and done, this woman that walked in with nothing left with everything. She said that she knows she's not the strongest or fastest, but she has a good theme song, and then they hummed along to her theme song. Becky Lynch said that leaving home at 15 years old looking to fight has taught her how to fight, while saying that she will always find a way to win in the end. The audience chanted, "You're the man." And Becky Lynch chanted, "You hear that, Ronnie, you little weirdo?" And said that if Rousey wants to come back for more, the man will be here waiting to knock the head off her shoulders once again. And joked that the McMahon family will probably give Charlotte some schlub and hand her the women's tag titles to help her get over losing to Becky again. Becky then had a message for the other women in the WWE saying that she knows she is a marked woman, but she's the redhead in leather with 2 shiny titles ready to slap the heads off them all. She was then interrupted by Lacey Evans, the sassy Southern Belle.
Oh, is she sassy this week?
Yeah, she's sassy this week. I got it.
Okay, then.
She made her entrance, got in. Becky Lynch got out of the ring and got in her face. They had a stare down. And Lacey Evans punched Becky Lynch in the face. Lacey Evans then turned her back like an idiot, so Becky Lynch attacked her from behind. They brawled up the stage. Lacey Evans was in a dress and heel, so she was not as effective as she could have been. But eventually, Lacey Evans managed to break free of Becky's onslaught with an elbow to the head. Becky threw an elbow to the head of her own, and the referees came out and broke them all up. Or tried to, but Becky still grabbed Lacey Evans, threw her on the stage, and put her in a disarmor.
Okay, then.
So that's going to be a promo to Becky. And an assault to Becky. There's 4, and let's see, 5, 4 is 9, and 1 point for the disarmor is 10 points to Becky Two Belts.
Okay.
And then Lacey Evans is going to get 4 points for an assault. And 1 point for the women's right, which is what she hit Becky with in the first shot.
Fair.
So that's going to be 5 points to Lacey Evans for her official first of doing something. All right. Now, we cut backstage to Seth Rollins getting interviewed by Charlie Caruso. And Rollins said that this is Raw, this isn't SmackDown, it's his show, and if you get in his face, you better be prepared to accept the consequences. And added that he knows Kofi is capable of an A-list performance, and said that Kofi better be prepared to bring his A-game, because B+ just won't get the job done.
Burn it down. Burn it down.
Promo to Rollins. Right. After this, anti-bullying clip, support for Boys and Girls Club. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable come out to the ring, and they got a pre-match, pre-taped promo with them saying that they will do things our way from now on. Sort of teasing a heel turn. And they then proceeded to have a match against Blackachet.
Okay.
Blackachet won this match.
Woo!
Off of Ricochet countering a German suplex by landing on his feet and then hitting Chad Gable with a code breaker.
Okay, then.
This is after a back and forth match. It started off with a quick exchange of moves by Gable and Black. Stare down. Bobby Roode stomped away on Black against a turnbuckle. Ricochet got a tag. Black with a clothesline. Ricochet with a drop kick. Black with a double knee. They kind of went back and forth for a while. Ricochet hit a moonsault off the turnbuckle onto Roode on the floor. Chad Gable tagged back in. Ricochet kicked him in the face. But when Ricochet ran the ropes, Roode pulled the top rope down, so Ricochet went flying out of the ring. Match returned with Ricochet still as getting beat slutted as Gable hit an overhead suplex on him. Punched Black off the apron. They continued beating up Ricochet for a while. Eventually, Black finally got himself a hot tag and hit a running forearm, elbow smash, sweep kick, running knee to the face, then a springboard moonsault on both opponents for a 2. And then Black went for some move off the ropes, but Roode managed to counter it and get a roll-up. Black countered with a knee to the face. Ricochet tagged in, twisting suplex on Roode. Gable broke the pin. Gable pulled Black out of the ring and punched him a few times. Fans started doing the wave during the match for some reason. Ricochet punched Roode off the ropes. Roode accidentally hit the ref in the head, and Gable shoved Ricochet off the top rope, leading to Roode hitting him with a spine buster, which got a 2. Gable then tagged in and get a moonsault on Ricochet, which also got a 2. Aleister Black broke up the pin. Black and Roode then went out to the floor, and Ricochet landed on his feet, countering the German suplex, and hit the code breaker for a win.
Woohoo!
All right. So, your losing team, let's see.
It goes across.
Yeah, I know, but that's not the point.
What?
It goes across, but you have Black and Roode together and Gable and Ricochet together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
You mix these up. That's okay. Anyway, so yeah, their points are also crossed.
Okay, let's uncross them.
Everyone, 5-minute break while Jim fixes mistakes here.
I'm assuming the points are still corrected just for the wrong people, but I don't know.
What does she have the moves listed? She
I
can tell
do.
by what the moves are.
Yeah, I have everything listed and laid out, so just add it up.
That's
And
what I'm
also,
trying to...
and also, as long as the correct people have the win points.
Well, that was a promise. Chad Gable was given the team win when that was not Ricochet's partner. So let's see here. So Aleister Black is going to get 5 for being in the match. No, wait, let's do Chad Gable or Roode first because I lost. All right, Bobby Roode is 5 for being in the match and 2 for moves, including a Roode spine buster and a knee lift. So Bobby Roode gets 7 points. That much we know is correct.
So then Gable.
Right.
So he just gets his 5 for appearance and 3 for his moves, and that's it. He gets
Right,
8.
which that would be a moonsault and overhead suplex, and the German wait, the German?
I thought the
The other
German
Ge-
was countered.
As the other German as an attempt. Did he hit the German? Because if not, he only has 2 moves.
I thought you said Ricochet landed on his feet, so would that not be a counter out of the German?
I would think so, but that means that Chad Gable actually only has 2 moves and not 3.
Yeah.
Because all I see there is the moonsault and the overhead suplex.
Okay, sorry.
So 7 points to Chad Gable then. All right. Then we go to the winning team. Yes, quite.
Aleister Black. Just such a great name.
Yes.
Scroll it up. Scroll it up.
I am. So anyway, let's see. Aleister Black gets 5 points for being in the match. He gets 5 points for moves, including a springboard moonsault, a knee to the face, a sweep kick into a running knee, a double knee, and
Double knee to the face, black sweep kick, running knee,
oh, that
and
counted as 2.
springboard
That's
moonsault.
why that the sweep kick and running knee were counted as 2. I got it. Okay. So those moves plus 15 for being on the winning team is 25 points to Aleister Black.
Ooh.
No, that's Tozawa Black. There we go.
Jeff's racking up on early on this one.
He tends to do that. And then Ricochet is going to get himself 20 points for winning the match, 5 for being in, it's 25, and 7 moves, including a moonsault, 3 for a suplex evasion, a twisting suplex, the code breaker, a running drop kick, and
Moonsault, twisting suplex,
no, you're right. It's
evading
because
suplex.
I didn't add 3 for the evade. It is 7. Yeah, and that's a total of 33 points to Ricochet.
Ooh. I'm so happy I managed to get Blackishay.
Understandable. All right. So moving on to the program.
Yeah.
After the match, Bobby Roode hit Ricochet in the back to knock him down, kind of indicating the heel turn.
Okay.
We then see Elias backstage saying that he gets to do a concert, and if anybody interrupts him tonight, there will be hell to pay. He didn't care who it was, even if it was Vince McMahon himself.
Okay.
So, mini to Elias.
Hold on.
How's that a mini if he actually said stuff?
All right, 5.
Yeah, I agree. Also, just to mention, there was some post-match hitting on the Ricochet and Aleister match.
Alistair.
Alistair. Whatever. I got this accent. I can't do that.
I thought Jim said it was just one hit.
Your recap says he just hit him in the back once. I'm not going to worry about constituting that as an assault.
Oh, okay.
There was a video package of a cardboard box with smoke coming out of it, and then a buzzard puppet popped out, looked around, and then it started laughing with Bray Wyatt's laugh.
I was wondering what the hell that was. I didn't actually watch the clip, so I didn't hear the laugh. Okay, that makes more sense now.
Follow the buzzards.
Does that mean he's coming back as Bray Wyatt?
Sounds like it.
But I thought Bray Wyatt was expunged from Bray Wyatt thanks to Broken Matt.
Now, as we've noticed on SmackDown, Matt rescinded the Broken Brilliance, so perhaps Sister Abigail was able to reassert her influence.
He did not rescind the Broken Brilliance. He absorbed it into his being and can call upon it at will. Think about it this way. Basically, Matt's current gimmick is he's Tommy Oliver with the Master Morpher.
I'm aware, but that doesn't change the fact that with the Broken Brilliance not in a constant state of activity, it's possible Bray Wyatt was, released.
Yeah.
We love you, Tommy.
Anyway, I'm gonna constitute that as a promo for Bray Wyatt,
Fair.
since we know that's what it was. And then
The only way I will accept this gimmick coming back is if they finally give us a Sister Abigail. And no reaction from Jim.
What does it mean, a Sister Abigail?
Jim, you want to take this one?
Bray Wyatt's gimmick for a long time, when he debuted, the idea of Bray Wyatt's gimmick is that he's some kind of crazy cult leader who has voodoo powers of some kind or another. And the idea is purportedly that his powers come from the undead spirit of his late Sister Abigail.
Okay.
And he used to have Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
And Braun.
Well, yeah, Braun was later, but Luke Harper and Eric Rowan were his two followers who followed him around. And they basically would show up randomly. They'd walk down to the ring with a lantern. It was creepy. It was their entire shtick. He had a big feud with Randy Orton where Randy Orton tried to burn his house down.
Wow.
And Randy Orton succeeded in burning his house down. But anyway, he's had a lot of storylines, but the last storyline was that he was partnered up with Matt Hardy, who was Woken Matt at the time, using his Broken Brilliance gimmick that he and Jeff developed outside of WWE into TNA as the Broken Brilliance and then imported later. And so the idea was supposed to be that Bray Wyatt was expunged of Sister Abigail's influence and would no longer be evil, crazy cult leader guy. But given what we've seen so far and the fact that his old catchphrase was always follow the buzzards, it seems like he's just back to being Bray Wyatt again.
Which means you'll probably see his entrance. But the reason why I said, and also Sister Abigail's the name of his finishing move. But
Gotcha.
the reason why I said, the only way I'll accept it is if they actually give us a Sister Abigail, is because it had long been rumored that they were going to call someone up from NXT and give her the Sister Abigail gimmick, but they never did it. They never called anyone up and brought in an actual Sister Abigail. The closest we ever got was Bray and drag a Sister Abigail.
Yeah, that was weird.
And I'm like, oh no, I want an actual Sister Abigail. Give us a Sister Abigail.
By the way, here's a relevant fact you should be aware of. You could be aware of, Risa. When Bray Wyatt comes back and you meet Bray Wyatt, and you can just keep in mind that Bray Wyatt's actual real life brother is Bo Dallas of the B Team.
Oh wow. Okay.
And since you're a fan of like classic WWE, WWF, right?
Oh yeah, and
his father is IRS.
Yeah,
their father is IRS.
Yeah, their father is IRS, and their grandfather, IRS's father, is one of the Blackjacks.
Oh wow.
That's a dynasty.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it is.
Yeah, so basically Bray Wyatt should hopefully be back soon, and I approve of that because I like Bray Wyatt and his Bray Wyatt gimmick personally.
Unfortunately, the perfect person to play Sister Abigail probably will never play her because she's got another gimmick.
Nikki Cross?
Yep. How'd you know that's where I was going?
Because I know the roster.
Admit it, Nikki Cross as like Sister Abigail would be perfect.
That would work very well. I agree. Yeah. The other thing I always thought that would have been perfectly appropriate is again, the real life brothers Bray and Bo do actually have a sister who has some amount of training, but I don't think she's more focused on other career aspects and isn't really a wrestler. So.
Yeah, the other person I would love to see as Sister Abigail, unfortunately, doesn't work for WWE and probably never will, because she's on TNA, and I'm talking about was it Rosemary?
Yeah, Rosemary could do it.
Because her entire gimmick is undead. She's basically the female Undertaker on TNA. It's kind of fucking awesome.
Isn't she the one that murdered somebody?
Wait, are you talking about the chick who got her character killed off because she was leaving TNA?
Yeah, I think Rosemary's the one that killed her, didn't she?
No, Rosemary was trying to get her soul back.
Okay.
Fucking Sue Young, the wife of what the hell is his name? The cruiserweight dude that got
Rich Swann.
Which one? Yeah, Rich Swann's wife. Yeah, crazy Asian wife of Rich Swann fucking killed her in the underworld.
Okay then.
Because she got her soul back, and Sue Young grabbed the knife that they were using and went to attack Rosemary, and chick pushed her out the way and took the shot. Yeah.
Okay. For the record, folks at home, by the way, this is the difference between WWE and not WWE. Just for the record.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to the show, Dean Ambrose came out for his last match ever in the WWE. And Renee Young, his wife on commentary, could not believe that it was Dean's last match in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And his last match was scheduled to be against the almighty Bobby Lashley, who came out with Leo Rush for said match. And Rush didn't really know what to say, but when they got down to the ring and got on the ropes on the far side of the ring from camera position, Lashley got a microphone from somewhere, presumably from Rush, and said to Ambrose that not to worry, that he'll take care of Dean's wife for him when he's gone. That led to a loud ooh from the crowd, and Ambrose started beating the shit out of him. Ambrose punched him a lot. He grabbed a chair and threw it at him, whipped Leo Rush into a barricade. The referee left the ring, so the two fought up the ramp to the stage. Lashley got whipped into the LED boards. Ambrose then DDT'd Lashley on the stage. Then went over to the Raw announce table and ripped it apart. Leo Rush tried to attack him, but Ambrose countered him and scared him off. But this bought Bobby Lashley enough time to recover and spear Dean Ambrose on the stage. Then take him over to the announce table and spinebuster Dean Ambrose through the announce table.
In front of Renee?
In front of Renee, who had a shocked look on her face, and then ran over with Chad Patton to check on him after Lashley retreated.
So they never had a match. It was just a beatdown.
That is correct. The fans chanted, "Thank you, Ambrose," as Lashley left with Rush, and that was that.
Okay, then. So Ambrose gets no points because he's gone.
Correct, but if he were here, he would get assault points, weapon use for the chair, and a DDT on the ramp.
Fair.
Which would be 8 spiritual points to Dean Ambrose.
Fair.
But in the meantime, Bobby Lashley will get 4 assault points. 1 for a spear is 5, and 5 for a table spot through the table is 10, plus 1 for the spinebuster that did it is 11 points to Bobby Lashley. For Risa. And Leo Rush is also going to get 5 points for being there. Go to a commercial break. We come back from the commercial break to Mojo Rawley talking to a cracked mirror with face tattoos.
Crazy Mojo.
Crazy Mojo gets a promo. We'll see what he ends up doing.
Welcome to Crazy Mojo's Used Cars.
Something like that. I don't really believe it, Risa. This guy's gimmick used to be get hype, stay hype.
It was a good gimmick.
It was the gimmick that got him as far as winning a shitty WrestleMania Battle Royal only thanks to Rob Gronkowski.
Isn't it the gimmick he had in NXT that made him like a huge success in NXT?
You know how many people are huge NXT successes that come to the main roster and then suck?
Yeah, not their fault.
It's still a phenomenon that happens, and he has been that way on the main roster. And for that matter, I got a guy who thinks he's Michael Jackson on SmackDown that would like to talk to you too.
Yeah, but that's only because he knows speak English.
Well, that's his fault.
Yes, that is his fault.
Although, oh, excuse me. Maybe if he just kept saying knees to faces, he probably would have been fine.
The thing is, when they actually incorporated the fact that he wasn't that good an English speaker into like his promos were fucking awesome. I never needed your help.
I think it was better when the heel turned, and every time an interviewer came up to him, he just went to "No speak English" and then walked away.
Yeah.
Those were good promos.
He was at his best when they turned him into an anime villain. And then they stopped doing that. And it's just like, what? Right? Because if you think about it, Jim, during that time, that heel run, he was effectively an anime or Sentai villain.
Yep. Oh. So is it bad that now that you've said that? My only thought now is, can we paint Bobby Lashley like Ryuk and give Leo Rush a death note?
Yes! It's not like Lashley's doing anything else. All the yes. Either that or paint Bobby Lashley gold and give Leo Rush Millennium Puzzle.
Yes.
Yeah, Exodia joke, that'll work. I'll go with that.
Lashley, obliterate.
Pretty much. Anyway, Sami Zayn comes out, runs onto the stage, does a comedic fall, gets a big pop from the audience after being out for 8 months of shoulder surgery recovery, runs down and gets back in the ring, and Michael Cole noted that he didn't know if Renee Young was coming back after what happened to her husband, but they'd keep us surprised. And Sami Zayn said hello, reminded us he's been gone for a while, but that if you're going to miss WrestleMania, you might as well come back the night after WrestleMania. And said that his schedule is wide open and he could really go for a match right about now, and asked if anybody in the back would like to have a match with him. Finn Balor proceeds to oblige. And the referee was in the ring with them, and after Balor said something to the referee spoke to Mike Rome, and Mike Rome informed us that this was actually going to be for the Intercontinental Championship.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, free retention.
Damn it.
So we go to a commercial break before the match actually starts, and by the time we come back, Renee Young has returned, so Cole's comment was stupid and pointless. Much like most of what comes out of Michael Cole's mouth. So Balor and Sami put on a hell of a match, as you might expect here.
By the way, speaking of what comes out of Michael Cole's mouth, did I mention that story on the air, or did I just mention it to you, Jim?
I think you just mentioned it to me.
All right. Well, quick story break for Michael Cole. And I think Risa will get a kick out of this. Or she might just think Cole's a fucking outraging asshole. Or both.
She'd be right on both counts.
She would. So, I don't have the story in front of me, so I don't remember the guy's name, but it was a relatively new guy who's been hired on. He's coming from, like, sports and stuff. I think he's, like, retired sports, used to play sports or whatever. But anyway, he's in the WWE now, and he's doing backstage stuff, like, interviews and stuff. And, and he was supposed to go to WrestleMania, and was at WrestleMania, his first WrestleMania, and being in the WWE has been a dream, so it's just like a dream job to him, and he looks up to everybody in the WWE and stuff like that.
Of course.
And he wears usually like a shirt and shorts. That's kind of his look. And so he was given a memo of, hey, for WrestleMania, make yourself look a little presentable because it's WrestleMania. You don't want to. You want to make yourself look good, and for the love of God, don't wear jorts because John Cena's going to be there that night.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, that's fair. So he went out and he got like a tuxedo top and all that stuff. Because okay, it's WrestleMania, I need to be presentable. So tuxedo top and everything, and then he gets tuxedo shorts because that's kind of his gimmick is he wears shorts. He's like, all right, I won't wear jorts. I'm going to wear tuxedo shorts. So he shows up, and mind you, walking around like WrestleMania for a while and before it started and all that, for like hours in these tuxedo shorts, and then like a half an hour or something before WrestleMania is set to go live, he's backstage surrounded by various wrestlers and backstage people. The McMahon family are in the gorilla position, and Michael Cole is there. He sees what this guy's wearing and flips the fuck out and starts literally screaming at him like this guy is a little kid that just got caught red-handed. It's like, you're so unprofessional. I told you not to wear shorts. What the fuck is wrong with you? And the guy's like, no, you told me not to wear shorts. You didn't say anything about other shorts. These are tuxedo shorts. And Cole just went on and just started flipping out in front of all these people and stuff. And finally, the guy was like, all right, you know what, Cole? Go fuck yourself. I don't need this shit. This is my dream job, and you're chewing me out in front of all these people? Fuck off. And he turned and was basically about to just walk out on the WWE, just like, you know what? I didn't sign up for this shit. And one of the producers, or I think it was a producer, someone back there, like grabbed him, pulled him aside as he was walking away, and said, oh, hold on, don't do anything rash. Stay here for a second. I'm going to go talk to the boss. Because again, the McMahon family was, in the gorilla position. So he goes over to Vince and is like, well, Vince, this just happened. Cole's being an asshole, blah, blah, blah. It's like, where do you stand on this shorts thing? Because he's not wearing jorts, which was the thing. You don't want him wearing jorts because of Cena. What do you think about the shorts thing? And Vince was like, well, I don't know. And he's like, well, here's a picture, right? And he showed him a picture of LeBron James wearing the same thing to some sort of event. And Vince looked at it and was like, I don't see a problem with that. That's fine. That's cool. I like it. So Cole could have saved his own face and not look like an asshole if he'd asked Vince first, but instead decided to be, you know what? I am the authority of the WWE, and I'm going to chew your ass out unnecessarily.
Wow.
And it's like, really, Cole? Fucking really? Again, it would have been different. I could understand it if Vince was like back in his office or something like that. He was literally 10 feet away in fucking gorilla position. It's like, you couldn't walk your lazy ass over there and ask Vince what he thought about it. No, you had to chew this guy out in front of everybody for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Could have ended his career right there before it started. It's bullshit.
He was about to walk out because he literally told Cole that he could go fuck himself. And he's not wrong. So, yeah. Fuck you, Michael Cole.
Yeah, you got problems, dude.
And now, back to James Phoenix.
Thank you. Yeah. To further add this is not a surprise for Michael Cole. This is the man who, for an extended period of time, got himself a separate little commentary desk and surrounded it with an isolation booth that he referred to as the coal mine.
What?
Yeah, but that was a gimmick. That was for a storyline.
It was a stupid fucking storyline.
I didn't say it was good. I just said it was for a storyline.
It was a storyline that ended in the worst match of all time at WrestleMania.
Yes, it did.
Anyway. So basically, there was Matt wrestling back and forth. Sami Zayn looked impressive in his return. They were wrenching limbs back and forth, trying to keep each other on the mat. Things picked up when Zayn came back with a chop and some punches to the back. Balor countered with a basement drop kick to Sami Zayn's head and then a stomp to the chest. Zayn hits a boot to the face. Balor avoided a DDT attempt from the ropes and hit a Pele kick. After a brief commercial break, they came back with Zayn hitting his trademark Blue Thunder Bomb for a 2 count. Balor then hits a sling blade, goes up top, but misses the coup de grace. Zayn moved out of the way, gets a roll-up for a 2, then hits an exploder suplex into the turnbuckle. Goes for the haluva kick, but Balor moves out of the way. Goes up. Sami Zayn crashes into the turnbuckle and knocks himself down. Balor goes back up top, coup de grace, and a retention for Finn Balor.
They call it a haluva kick, not like hell of a kick?
I think that's the joke.
That's the joke. It's a haluva kick. Yeah, the idea is it was hell of a kick before he came to WWE, but at the time they brought him in, they were PG and couldn't say that.
Oh, okay.
So it's haluva kick.
That, right. And if Sammy was using hell of a kick before he came in, WWE wouldn't be able to trademark that, so they would not be able to make money off it.
Yeah,
That too.
exactly.
Anyway, so Balor with a retention. I will note that post-match, Sami Zayn proceeded to cut a heel promo where he said he thought about coming out tonight would cure him of what ails him, but said that all it did was reinforce what made him realize something over the last 9 months. It genuinely seems like you, the fans, missed me. But from the bottom of my heart, I honestly did not miss any of you. Or any of this. And I said the WWE is a super toxic environment, and not because of the McMahons or the other guys in the back, but because of you and your ugliness. I had a meaningful, fulfilled life, but your lives are so empty and devoid of any kind of meaning. That you are nothing but critics. You have to criticize everything here and get joy and satisfaction from tearing us down by criticizing everything we do. None of you have the balls to look inside yourself because of the ugliness and cynicism inside of you. You think you're the voice of reason? No, you have become the evil overlords of the WWE. Well, I decided I'm going to do something right. I'm not there to take over the WWE or to, or to save the WWE. The one thing I'm here to do, the right thing, is I'm here to hold you accountable because no one else will. See you in hell.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go to the scores here. So Sami Zayn is going to get himself 5 points for being in this match, and he's going to get 6 points for moves, which include 3 for evading the double foot stomp from Balor, 1 for the exploder suplex, 1 for the blue thunder bomb, and 1 for the haluva kick. No, not for the haluva kick. He didn't hit that. 1 for the
Boot to the face.
a boot to the face. Thank you.
And 5 for the promo.
Right, and then another 5 for the promo, which would be a total of 16. He did pre-match and post-match promo. Does that count as 2 promos?
No, I think that would only be 1. However, I would give him 5 extra points for, I think it's 5, for a pipe bomb.
That's
for
fair.
that, for the majority of that heel promo, for basically calling the WWE Universe out on their bullshit.
That's fair. So in that case, Sami Zayn is going to get himself the total of 11. Oh. Thank you, Risa.
Yeah, pipe bomb is 5.
Yep. Which is a total of 21 points to Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn. All right. Sammy. Ole, 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 ole. Ole. Anyway, so after all that, we go to a commercial.
Could we score my future husband one day?
I guess if you're on Balor at points. Balor gets, let's see, 20 for retaining his title, 20 for winning a match is 40. And then he gets himself another 5 for being in the match is 45, and 10 moves, which includes evading a DDT, a basement dropkick, a Pele kick, the evasion of a haluva kick,
And a coup de grace.
and a coup de grace, but that's only 7.
There's a sling blade also. You didn't read the whole right side.
I did.
Oh,
I
did
said
you?
he got the Pele kick, the sling blade, and the coup de grace from that side. On the other side, he got 3 for evading the haluva kick, and then 1, 2, 3 for evading the DDT. Which and another basement drop. Okay, you're right. It is 10. Okay, my bad. So 55 points total to Finn Balor was the summation here. Bam. And that puts Finn Balor in the number 1 slot, by the way.
For now.
For now. All right. So with all that said and done, commercial break. We come back from it. We see the footage of Lacey and Becky from before. We then cut to Dana Brooke, who is backstage, sporting a bit of a new look. And Sarah Shriver is there interviewing her. And Dana Brooke congratulated Becky Lynch on being a double champion while saying that there is a line of women ready to challenge her. And while Dana Brooke said that she's, said that she's not at the back of that line anymore, that she's going to seize the moment and the opportunity that presents itself. And congratulated Becky Lynch again. So, promo to Dana Brooke. All right. Then go to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, Elias.
Shut the fuck up.
Clap, 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 clap. Elias is in the ring doing one of his concerts and ripped out John Cena for interrupting him at WrestleMania. Said that Cena was a piece of garbage that was riding Elias's coattails. The crowd sang the Walk with Elias song to the tune of the White Stripes song, but he stopped them saying he's going to show us how easy it is to rap, and rapped about how sick he is of John Cena.
Which you are now going to perform.
If I had the words in front of me, I would.
Fair.
Yeah. I'm sick of John Cena and how he's the biggest star. So now Elias is going to rap a few bars. Cena, you have a golden shovel because that's what you do. I'm holding up 3 fingers and the middle one's for you. And I don't have half of his next line. But he said that the next man to interrupt me is a dead man. Gong. Gong. Dun, 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 dun. Surprisingly, no oh my god reaction from Michael Cole like he usually does when The Undertaker shows up. I was surprised by this.
Fair.
Anyway, Undertaker walked down to the ring. Got a huge ovation for the people who chanted Undertaker at him. Elias debated with himself in action whether he was going to leave the ring, going under the top rope, but then standing half in and half out of the ring as he tried to decide what to do. Eventually, Elias decides to stand his ground, gets back in the ring, and removes his coat and scarf. He runs at the Undertaker and eats a boot to the face, then eats a chokeslam, and then eats a tombstone.
Here, Jim, the last part of his rap. Every superstar wants to make their name on Elias. I get it, you're a fan. But mark my words, the next one to interrupt me is a dead man. Gong.
Like,
Gong. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, DJ Jeff.
So, Elias got beat up. So Elias is going to get 5 points for a promo.
I'll take it.
And The Undertaker.
Did you say 5 points for a promo?
Yes.
Okay, you put 10, I think.
He already had 5 from his earlier promo.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It's okay. Then The Undertaker is going to get, let's see, 4 points for an assault. And then boot, choke slam, and a tombstone is 7 points to The Undertaker.
Probably is only for the season.
Possibly. We'll see.
I don't know. He wasn't at WrestleMania. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a SummerSlam match.
Yep.
Especially since supposedly he just signed a new contract.
Oh, wow.
I can't see Vince putting doing that and not putting in a proviso of, yeah, you're going to wrestle at SummerSlam.
Makes sense. Anyway, we go to a commercial. We come back from the commercial. And it's time for the winner-take-all Universal versus WWE Championship match.
Burn it down!
It's a new day. Yes, it is. So Kofi came out with the New Day, and they walked Kofi out to the stage and then left as Kofi came down the ramp by himself. Rollins then came up and he came down to the ring. And they started up their match. Sorry about that. Anyway, and the first 2 minutes of the match, they did a nice sequence where they were going for big moves on each other. And during the course of the sequence, Kofi avoided a curb stomp.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was a commercial. And we come back from it to Rollins and Kingston in a chop battle. Kofi went for a springboard crossbody, but Rollins countered it with a drop kick to the ribs. Rollins had to hit a step-up enziguri, got a 2 off it. Went for the stomp again, but Kofi avoided it again, got a roll-up for a 2. Kofi hit a DDT for a 2. Then Kofi went up top, and Rollins tried to attack him, but Kofi knocked him down. But at this point, the Bar came to blue hell out of nowhere and attacked Kofi Kingston, resulting in a disqualification.
So technically, Rollins won the match?
They attacked Kofi, therefore Kofi won the match.
Oh, yeah. All right. Not that it matters. Neither gets victory points.
That is accurate because it is a DQ ending.
So both get retention points. Also, before you do anything, since you added a new category, should Undertaker not be considered cross-branded?
He should be.
Make it so, number 1. All right. So give us free retention points, oh Maestro.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, Seth freaking Rollins gets 5 points for being in this match. He gets 1 point for a step up enziguri and 3 points for evading a crossbody. If I could add it would help. There we go. Anyway, so basically, he's going to get 25 for a retention of the Universal title. So that would be 34 points to Seth freaking Rollins. And then Kofi will get himself 5 points for being in the match. He will get 6 points for evading 2 curb stomps. And 25 for his retention is 36 points to Kofi.
Right. And then the New Day gets 5 points for accompaniment.
Accompaniment?
Well, they came out with him, didn't they?
With who?
With Kofi.
I mean, they came out to the stage, but they didn't come down to the ring. But
I always give accompaniment for that.
All right, we'll count it. 10 to Biggie and 10 to Xavier.
And then the Bar gets 6 points for interference?
And 4 for an assault.
Did they land more than 1 blow?
Yes, because they attacked Kofi off the top and then beat him up for a while, and then beat up Rollins, and the two faces had to fight them off.
Fair enough.
So 10 points to the Bar.
The Bar. Arr.
They are the
Bar. We lost Risa?
We did.
I mean, she's technically still on the call, but her camera's not on.
Oh, I'm here. Sorry, I was just stretching.
Fair.
She said, well, obviously chewing on something.
It's stretching and having a snack.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. So that's that. So after the faces managed to fight the heels off, Seth Rollins grabs a microphone and says to them, well, if you guys want to get, I don't know what the hell your guys' problem is to ruin a great match like that, but if you want to fight, we got no problem with that. Kofi, you and me are going to have to settle this some other time. But right now, I say we take care of them. We challenge the two of you to a tag team match.
Playa.
And the bar accept.
Oh, God.
What?
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 Say what?
Say what? Anyway, the bar get in the ring. The fans chanted bullshit at the title match ending.
Is that a promo to Rollins?
I'll give him a mini for it.
All right. All right. And we have our main event.
Yep, so the bar get in the ring and we go to the main event match. Cesaro slammed Rollins onto the side of the ring apron and Sheamus slammed Kofi into the barricade as we go to a commercial. We come back from it to Rollins giving Cesaro a back body drop. According to some tweets that John Canton saw, apparently the fans in the audience were distracted by beach balls.
Of course they were. It's New York. It's a WrestleMania crowd.
The fans were chanting, "We want beach balls."
Well, that's what happens when you take away their main event.
Yep.
Rollins broke out of the heel corner. Kofi hit Sheamus with a clothesline and a boom drop. Kofi tried to get the fans to chant New Day Rocks. And apparently the fans were chanting AEW.
Wow.
Purportedly.
Wow.
Kofi hit an SOS on Sheamus. Cesaro broke that pinfall up. And the heels got knocked out, got out to the floor. Kofi went off the top and took both, but the bar caught him, countering his crossbody attempt. But then Rollins suicide dived and took everybody out. Fans got distracted by beach balls again. Kofi went up top and hit a crossbody for a 2. Fans chanted asshole at somebody in the crowd, probably somebody who took their beach ball away. Sheamus hit a knee to the face of Kofi, got in a double team white noise with Cesaro. Rollins tackled Sheamus and Cesaro to break the pinfall up, super kicked Sheamus, and then whipped him into the ring post. Cesaro grabbed Kofi and teased the big swing, but Kofi managed to roll up Cesaro into an inside cradle for a 2 instead. Rollins made a tag. Kofi hit a Trouble in Paradise on Cesaro, and Rollins followed up with a curb stomp for the win.
Woohoo.
Indeed. Kingston and Rollins then did a double fist bump out of respect and held up their respective titles.
And nobody cared.
Yeah.
Vince should have known better than to pull this kind of shit, not only to a post-WrestleMania crowd, but a post-WrestleMania crowd in New York.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Anywho. So, tag team match play, a main event.
And this is why Vince needs to fucking quit.
Yeah,
Or
that
just
won't happen.
Keel over.
Damn.
We do not wish death upon people on this show. So let's not go that far. Anyway, the Bar get themselves 13 points each. 5 for being in a match, 4 for being in the main event. And it's 9, plus 3 for each counter for collectively countering Kofi's attempted crossbody suicide dive, and 1 each for the double team white noise. So 13 points each to the Bar. Wait, hang on a minute. Okay, no, that should be 23.
I didn't do it.
And Cesaro also should have 23. Okay. Meanwhile, on the face team,
Kofi.
Kofi Kingston gets 5 points for being in this match. 4 for being in the main event is 9. 15 points for being on the winning team. 4 points for moves, including a crossbody and a Trouble in Paradise, and an SOS and a boom drop. And 3 points for countering the attempt at the Cesaro swing. It's 31 points to Kofi Kingston. All right, and Seth freaking Rollins gets 20 points for winning this match. He gets 9 points for being in a match and being in the main event is 29. He gets 3 points for moves, including a curb stomp, a super kick, and a suicide dive. And then he also gets another plus 5 for winning the main event It's 37 points to Seth freaking Rollins.
Woo.
And becomes 77. 7 is 84. All right.
Seth is number one. Seth is number one.
For now. Let's see. It's also noted WWE altered the crowd chants in the video.
Of course they did.
Also, apparently after Raw was over, Dean Ambrose came out and did a promo for the live crowd to say goodbyes. Seth and Rollins were with him, and they did a triple fist bump shield pose. So goodbye to Dean Ambrose. We hope to see you again someday.
Actually, no. After Raw, Kofi left. Seth stayed in the ring, and this was like for the live crowd. And it was like, well, before I go, he was like, thank you all for coming out. Thank you for all your support. Blah blah blah. The general thank you to the WWE Universe. I mean, he goes, but before I go, there's something else I want to do, but I'm gonna need a little help to do it. So I'd be humbled if my friend and my brother Roman Reigns came out here and helped me with it. Bam, bam, bam. Roman Reigns comes out wearing like fucking sweats and shit. And he kind of ambles down to the ring, gets in the ring, just kind of leans against him. Like, all right, what do you want? I'm here. And that's when Seth proceeds to say, that basically, they just want to say goodbye to Ambrose. So he was like, so Dean, get your ass down here. Dean comes out in fucking street clothes, with his like leather jacket and shit, and just kind of Dean Ambrose is his way to the ring. And and they proceed to say goodbye to Ambrose, and then at the end of it, Seth is like, so now Dean, if there's anything else you'd like to say to the WWE Universe for the last time before you leave, the floor is yours. And he hands him the mic, and then Dean cuts his promo. And then at the end of it, Dean like hands the mic back to the whoever's outside the ring, and then proceeds to walk to the middle of the ring and kind of like make like he wants to put his fist out. And Roman just kind of looks at him and is like, all right, walks over, takes his position in the center, puts the fist out, and then they do the shield fist one last time before they leave. Before Ambrose gets out of the ring and he goes up by himself, and Roman and Seth remain in the ring. And like Seth was like all crying and stuff, and the crowd was like, thank you, Ambrose. It was a pretty good segment.
Sounds like it.
Do we know why he's leaving?
He quit.
Oh, he just quit. Okay.
He retired, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No one knows.
He did retire. He quit.
He retired from WWE, but no one knows if he's going to show up somewhere else.
Retired indicates he's not coming back. He could come back.
He could, but so there's some rumors he might show up in AEW. Who knows?
Anywho, that is the end of Monday Night Raw. So let's go over and see where our first set of scores are for the evening.
Indeed.
So I'm going to go over here and set up the usual setup here. Let's see. There for a little extra space. Let's open up it over here. All right, so we have this.
How come Jim is pink?
Because Tiff's formatting is still on that cell.
It's a really bright green.
It's not that bright a green. Tip, center, pink, bold. And
You
we'll
didn't center my name.
And then over here will be Risa. And Risa will be centered, and we'll have this aquamarine color.
Can you give me a slightly darker green?
I'm giving you the same green that you have on your thing. Well, it gets a little bit darker. Fair enough. As I now look at that. My apologies.
That's better. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Let's see where we're at here.
That seems pretty close to Reese's color, but at least you can actually read my name now.
No, it's not that close to Risa's color. And that's kind of why I did yours, because you can see the difference between your two colors is that yours is more of a forest green as opposed to a straight green, which is why I tried to give you that other green. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it'll look better when we have team names.
Maybe. Anyway, it's raw for 4/19. All right.
You want to preemptively put SDL and 205L on there?
Probably a good idea. Okay. Okay. Let's refresh the data and see where we are.
Yep.
The data is refreshed.
All right.
So, the scores after Raw kick in as follows. In the lead at 260 points is
God
Jeff.
Damn! What?
One show. 260.
What? Oh, Jesus.
Rollins got almost 100 of them by himself.
I know. Blackishay is going to end up with 100, if not more, by the end of this.
Blackishay got a bunch. Hawkins and Ryder had a retention. I'm in second place at 197. Reese is in third at 97 points, and Tiff only has 21 points so far.
Tiff is going to have a bit more than that by the end of this, but yeah, wow. Okay, then.
Yeah. So, let's put that over on the scores list. Uh, 260. Yes. Center all columns.
Yeah.
Okay. 197.21. And Reese is at 97. Okay. Moving on to the SmackDowns.
At least you vastly improved from the last season.
So far. See if that lasts. All right, so Jeff has Tiff's SmackDown points.
Yes, keep talking.
I am talking. So we open up with the New Day at the Barclays Center, still in Brooklyn, for the fourth time in 5 nights. And the New Day came out to, of course, celebrate Kofi's victory of the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. And they cut the usual opening promo that they tend to do.
Mm-hmm.
Biggie did the introduction. They marched out. There were Kofi chants. Kofi's wife and 2 sons were again at ringside, and he paused to greet them. And Biggie was about to speak, but they got overwhelmed by "You deserve it" chants. And there were stacks of pancakes on all 4 of the ring posts.
Okay.
And Biggie said that he's not sure if you heard, but a man who made millions of members of the WWE Universe cry tears of joy, and as an A-plus player, broke his foot off across the vegan cheeks, or something like that, of Daniel Bryan, to become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Xavier shouted out Brooklyn, saying it's your boys, the New Day. Biggie said they tried to make history on Raw, and Woods asked if he was talking about the Biggie splits, and Biggie did the splits again. And the crowd cheered Biggie doing the splits. And Biggie said he wasn't talking about that. He was talking about the fact that Kofi was close to becoming a dual champion, much like the man Becky Lynch. Loud Becky chants rang out. Biggie said there's nothing like being home right here on the Blue Brand. And Biggie talked about how they are into shenanigans, crude humor, and a lot of other stuff. But tonight is about the most important celebration. Woods said they're there to celebrate the career of a man they are honored to call their friend, our brother, and we're here to celebrate the career of Kofi Kingston. Loud Kofi chants again. Woods talked about how he remembered Kofi's career from when he was growing up, admiring him, watching as a WWE fan, and that when he made it to WWE to finally meet him, it was like meeting one of his heroes. And Biggie said that what makes this extra special is that they got together to reshape culture and change history. And on Sunday, that's exactly what Kofi did. And Xavier said that on behalf of him, Biggie, and everybody in the arena, and everybody in the WWE Universe, Kofi, we love you, and congratulations. More Kofi chants. Kingston said that he's at a loss for words because this is incredible, and said that this WWE title wasn't in the script, it wasn't in the cards, but here we are. He gave a special shout out to his wife and 2 young sons, including his oldest. And Kofi referred to his wife by her nickname, Chi-Chi, and so the audience chanted Chi-Chi. And Kofi said they've supported him since day one. He loves that, loves them so much. Thank you. The New Day were then interrupted by the Bar. They are the Bar.
They are the Bar.
And they came out, and basically Sheamus said that Kofi owes them a big thank you for saving him in his title last night. Cesaro adding that if it wasn't for them saving Kofi in the main event of Raw, Seth would have his championship right now. The fans started chanting, "Shut the fuck up" again. Sheamus talked over the crowd, saying Kofi almost lost the title in his first 24 hours as champion, and said that it's because Kofi didn't have those two, Woods and Big E, beside him. And Cesaro suggested that they have a 6-man tag team match. And Big E said, that's great, but I think your math is a little off because there's 3 of us, but there's only 2 of you. And Cesaro said that's okay because they made a friend on Monday Night Raw, so their partner later tonight will be this man. And out comes Drew McIntyre. He walked out of the ring to join Sheamus and Cesaro. And they basically stared each other down in preparation for a match later tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'd also like to point out,
yep,
after doing a little bit of research here, Kofi Kingston, the first ever African-American WWE champion.
Wow, for real?
Technically, the first black champion was The Rock, but The Rock is not African, so he doesn't count for the African-American part. So yes, because Kofi, isn't he from like West Africa?
Kofi is from Ghana.
Isn't it Ghana, West Africa?
It's in Africa, yep.
Yeah, so he's the first ever African-American WWE heavyweight champion. In history.
That's not quite how that works, but
how so?
Because, like you said, The Rock is half black, which, I mean, African American is usually just referred to mean black in most modern contexts. So if you're using that context, if you mean a champion from actually Africa, then yes, Kofi's the first one.
Yeah. Yep. So He has made history.
He has. I think.
And depending on who you ask, a lot of people don't even consider The Rock black. So yeah.
Well, his father was black, so
He is. Yeah.
when you consider him or not, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations, Kofi, on making like huge history.
Yeah.
Yes, for real.
All right. Anyway. So we move on from that. We're going to get back to that match later on tonight when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But in the intervening time frame, we go to a commercial break. And we come back for the commercial break with some WrestleMania images. And we come back to a 6-man tag team match play of Blackachet and the man formerly known as Mustafa Ali teaming up to take on Shinsuke, Ruru, and Andrade with Lana and Zelina in their corner. Ricochet started off with Nakamura with some kicks. Nakamura came back with a spin kick of his own. Rusev came in and hit a suplex on Ricochet. Then Andrade hit a running shot on Ricochet for a 2. Nakamura worked over Ricochet with a knee to the ribs. Ricochet avoided a Rusev attack and hit a neck breaker. Ali tagged in with a drop kick on Rusev. Black then tagged in with stomps. Ricochet tagged in with punches. Black back in and a knee to the ribs, while Ricochet knee to Rusev. Rusev was beat slutted for a while, basically.
Story of his career.
Yeah, heels ended up outside the ring. Aleister Black with a teased a suicide dive, but instead he did a backflip into the ring. And this, did you see this? Because it's just freaking really cool.
No, I didn't.
Aleister Black did look. I thought he was going to suicide dive, but instead did a backflip off the ropes into the ring.
Mm-hmm.
As he was doing the backflip, he landed from the backflip into a sitting Indian style position in the center of the ring.
Oh, his signature?
Yeah.
Nice.
He goes into the sitting Indian style position.
Yeah, it's his entrance.
Right. As he was doing this, Ali and Ricochet came in from the other sides of the ring, so it timed just perfectly that as Ali hit the ground and went into the position, the other two did. So it's like he hit the ground and then all three of them were there in the position.
Nice.
It was really cool looking. I encourage people to go find that clip if the opportunity presents itself.
Fair.
Because that was pretty freaking cool. Anyway, after all that happened, that led to a commercial break right there. And then when we came back, Rusev was in control and had Mustafa Ali in a bear hug. Rusev charged in against Ali after breaking it, and Ali hit a tornado DDT out of the corner. Black tagged in and hit some forearms and a running knee to the face and a moonsault press for a 2. Nakamura broke the pin up. Ricochet then came back here with a missile dropkick on Rusev and Nakamura. Then a moonsault on Rusev on the floor, but Nakamura hit a knee to Ricochet's back on the floor. Aleister hit a black mass on Nakamura. Andrade got a roll up for a 2. Then a back elbow. Then Ali tagged in with a reverse hurricanrana on Andrade. Then Ali went up and hit the 450 on Andrade for the win.
Does he just not use the 054 anymore?
I guess. Maybe it was the 054 just as a 450. I don't know.
Fair. Looks like some shit happened after the match.
Yep. Post-match, Ali was celebrating the win. Randy Orton showed up out of nowhere and hit him with an RKO.
Okay.
Then Kevin Owens showed up out of nowhere and hit Rusev with a stunner.
Hit Rusev with a stunner?
Yes.
Okay, then. Random.
Crowd cheered that.
What did Rusev do to deserve the stunner?
I don't know, but he got stunned.
Okay, then. So, Zelina and Lana get 5 for accompaniment.
Yep. All right.
All right, you got both of them?
Yep.
All right. So we'll go to Andrade. Andrade Cien Almas.
All right.
5 for a match, 2 moves is 7 points to Andrade.
Got it.
All right, let's go over to Ruru,
Roo.
who gets the same 7 points.
Yep. There we go.
All right, let's go to
All
Shin
right.
Shin,
Yep, he's right here.
who gets 8 points because he did one more move.
Okay.
And then we'll go to our winners, Blackachet.
Okay, which one do you want to go to first?
Let's go to Black.
Okay.
Fade to Black.
Okay.
5 for the match, 15 for being on the winning team, and 6 moves is 26 points to Aleister Black.
Okay, so let's see. 26 is going to be 51.
All right.
All right.
And Ricochet. It's 5 for the match, 15 for being on the winning team, 3 for an evasion, and 6 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Is 29 points to Ricochet.
Okay, so that's 43, 53, and 9 is 62.
All right. And Mustafa Ali, your winner.
He's just Ali.
I don't care.
I don't care that you don't care.
5 for being in a match, 20 for winning, 4 moves, also 29 points to Mustafa Ali.
Got it.
And then 1 point apiece to Orton and KO.
Yep.
For doing cutter variants.
Pretty much.
Then to the promos.
Yep, hang on a sec. We'll get to that in just a moment. Just real quick before we do that.
Okay.
In 1 sec. There we go. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Hang on a sec. I'll do the promos first and then do this, so hang on. So let's see. That's KO and Orton got 1 point for the move, right?
Yep.
All right. We'll do that first, so we know we're caught up at the end of that match. And then Orton. All right, there we go. So I'm going to cut this screen share for a sec.
Okay.
I'm still going to go over to this screen share. Over. Oh, go away, Chrome protection alert. Okay. Can you see my Twitter?
Yep.
Yeah. I also see Reese's face.
Hey, hey.
Okay.
You might want to share, Jim.
What do you mean?
So that when Risa talks, it doesn't override it. There. Okay. Okay, that is actually kind of awesome. Who do they think they are? The Lucha House Party?
I don't know.
That's what the Lucha House Party does. Where instead of them all, dropping down like that, they'll make like they're gonna do the run and then they'll bounce off. They'll all do the backflip, and Lindsay and Grand Metalik will like strike like their like combat pose, and Kalisto in the center will backflip, land, and then do his dragon pose. It looks pretty cool. I love Kalisto. I love that pose that he does.
Nice. All right, let's go back over here. Share.
Hadouken.
No. Anyway.
Promos.
Yeah, we're getting there. The Usos got interviewed by Kayla Braxton in the backstage area, and Jay congratulated Kofi. And Jimmy said that what remains the same is the Usos are still the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Jimmy said that they need to win because they've never faced the Hardy Boys. And Jimmy said that it's about proving who is the best tag team in the WWE. And Jay added that it's about being the best tag team in WWE history. And the Usos welcome the Hardys to the Uso Penitentiary.
Wonderful.
Promo to the Usos. All right.
Come on, J5. Yep.
I already did it. Yep. So after a commercial break, we come back. There's a Boys and Girls Club thing. And then R-Truth was in the ring with Women's Battle Royal winner Carmella, who was wearing a very tight pink dress, apparently.
Okay, then.
Settle down, Graves. And they talked about the largest dance break at WrestleMania and said that Carmella won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And Carmella corrected R-Truth that it was the Women's Battle Royal. And said that it was a year ago when she cashed in Money in the Bank to become the SmackDown Women's Champion, and that she couldn't have won the Battle Royal without Truth's friendship and sees big things in her future. Samoa Joe then came out, U.S. title in hand, walked out of the ring, headbutted R-Truth. Truth hit a jumping kick, but Joe avoided the second one and put the coquina clutch on R-Truth to make him go to sleep. Samoa Joe then cut a promo saying that what stands before you is the man that destroyed Rey Mysterio in under 60 seconds of WrestleMania. Let that serve as a warning that any WWE superstar I face, I might choose to beat in less time. Braun!
Okay,
Braun
then.
Strowman marched down to the ring, got in the ring, threw Joe in the corner, and hit him with a body avalanche. He went for a second one, but Joe got a boot up, and Joe climbed up to the second rope to give him enough height to apply the coquina clutch on Braun. But Braun managed to break free of this and pull Joe onto his shoulder for a power slam, but Joe slipped off and got away before he could hit the move.
Okay, then.
So I'll tell you that whole thing is a promo to R-Truth and Carmella. And R-Truth also gets, let's see. He had a jumping kick, so one move to R-Truth. So R-Truth gets 5 for the promo, and 1 for a move is 6, plus 5 to Carmella.
Fair.
All right.
Woohoo! Thanks, Carmella, in your pink dress.
Yep. Samoa Joe gets 5 for a promo, 4 for an assault, and 2 coquina clutches, and a headbutt. It's 3 moves.
And a boot.
He didn't hit a boot.
Well, Tiff says he hit a boot.
Well, he put a foot up to counter Braun Strowman's body avalanche. If that's what you're referring to.
I don't know. She just says boot. And yes, that is a very tight, very short pink dress.
Okay, then.
And she's wearing heels. It's like a neon pink dress. It's a very bright dress.
Okay.
Settle down, Jeff. Nah.
Oh, my. Anyway, so Samoa Joe's going to get 5 for the promo, 4 for the assault. He's going to get 3 moves for 2 coquina clutches and a headbutt. He has 12 and 3 for evading the second body avalanche. He has 15 points to Samoa Joe. Joe is gonna kill you.
Hmm.
Go. Braun Strowman is going to get 4 for an assault, and 1 for countering a coquina, 3 for countering a coquina clutch, and 7 points to Braun.
And 1 for the splash?
Oh yeah, 8 to Braun. So there we go. When Strowman went up the ramp to celebrate his appearance, the Iconics came down and they wanted Braun to shake their hand, but he chose to ignore them and keep walking. Commercial break. There is the promo with the Bray Wyatt buzzard puppet. Again, which I'm not gonna. Once it's been shown once, if it's just the same thing over and over again, we don't give points for it again. So I'm not gonna worry about that. And then the Iconics had themselves a match against local talent.
Okay, number 1, they look pretty good. Number 2, I really like the name. The name is awesome.
Isn't it? But
The
anyway,
Brooklyn Bells. That's awesome.
The Iconics got in the ring with Billy Kay saying that 2 nights ago at WrestleMania, they defied all odds, and Royce added that they emerged with the women's tag team titles. And Kay said the champions say that they're fighting champions that will defend any time anywhere against any tag team. And Royce said they're defending the titles against the best tag team they could find in Brooklyn. And they introduced 2 unknowns as their opponents and claimed this team was undefeated, leading to their iconic pose, introducing Carissa and Kristen, the Brooklyn Bells. And they worked over one of the girls. Paige was shown watching on a TV monitor in the back. Kay hit a spin kick to the face. Kay kicked the woman in kicked the woman in the ring. Royce with a boot to the throat, and then whipped the challenger across the ring. Kristen was in the ring with Kay hitting a boot to the face. Royce held up Christian, and Billy Kay hit a knee strike to the face. Pinfall win after like 2 minutes. So, squash match. Points.
Yep. So, Billy Kay.
Okay.
5 for wrestling a match, 15 for being on the winning team, and 1 move is 21 points to Billy Kay.
Did you count the pre-match promo?
Oh, she did not count the promo.
Okay, so what is it with the promo?
26.
Okay. And Peyton Royce.
5 for the promo, 5 for the match, 20 for winning the match. 2 moves is 32 points to Peyton Royce.
And the promo?
That I said, that's the first thing I said. Say it with me, folks. Pay attention.
Okay. Anyway.
So 32 points to Peyton Royce.
So there you go. Meanwhile, Paige was shown watching the celebration from the back, and Kayla Braxton asked Paige what she was doing there, and Paige said that she wanted to get a close-up look at the women's tag team champions while noting that they ended the undefeated streak of the Brooklyn Bells. Paige said that next week she's going to bring an impressive tag team of her own. And then walked away.
They're transitioning Paige into a managerial role?
Sounds like it. I'm going to note 5 points to Paige at the bottom in the event that that becomes relevant.
You do that.
Awesome.
Quiet. I won't brand it, but I will give her 5 points. Okay. All right. After all this, we cut to a commercial break. We come after the commercial break for Shane O'Mac. We see some WrestleMania images and all things that. Shane got in the ring. He's had the best in the world trophy and a black eye, which looks fake. And Shane said that he wanted to reflect on WrestleMania, like Seth Rollins becoming Universal Champion, Kofi becoming WWE Champion, and Becky becoming the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champions by defeating Charlotte and Ronda. But Shane said, why did over 80,000 people jam MetLife Stadium? Why did they tune in on the WWE Network? All they wanted to see was Shane McMahon defeat The Miz, which he did 1, 2, 3. And Shane said that The Miz is now in his rearview mirror and noted that Miz was tending to George Mizanin, aka Mr. Miz. Shane tried to continue, but there was a Mr. Miz chant, and Shane said that Mr. Miz had the audacity of WrestleMania to come into this very ring and aggressively put his hands up. And Shane pointed out the black guy, claiming that Mr. Miz caused that, which led to "You deserve it" chants. Shane said that he had to put Mr. Miz in the ground, and that's why he had to do what he did. And said that 68-year-old baked potato face and his son got exactly what they had coming. And Shane said that they found out, that he is what he says he is, the best in the world. QCM Punk chant. And Shane said, please, with an eye roll. Then got out to Greg Hamilton into the ring and noted that Greg's intro was a little weak tonight, and said that he had WWE fans threaten him, saying that if he called Shane best in the world, something bad would happen to him. And Shane said that it's Brooklyn, so that happens, but said that this is the best city in the world, and it's because he lives there. But told Greg he didn't have to worry about any of these people doing anything to him. He needs to worry about Shane. And he told Greg to say it with conviction and do it with pride, and so he introduced him again, but Shane said it wasn't good enough. Greg tried it again, so Shane told him to get it right this time. He grabbed Greg by the tie, and they left the ring, and Shane walked him down the steps out of the ring and said that Greg isn't trying hard enough and told him it's his last opportunity to get this right. And they got to the stage, and Shane says he wants to do because Greg believes in Shane. And that led to Greg doing a very loud version with a lot of enthusiasm, which Shane approved of. There was another CM Punk chant, and Shane told Greg to please continue as announcer, and then left. So, promo to Shane. Clip of what happened to Elias on Raw. Commercial break. We come back from it. The Hardy Boys came out just before the commercial. They got a good pop, and Corey Graves predicted that they would win this forthcoming match. We then have the Usos are on their way out as we come back from commercial. And the Usos then defended their SmackDown Tag Titles against the Hardy Boys. And the Hardys hit a double team leg drop, fist drop on Jay to start the match. Jimmy tagged in. Jeff did an arm wringer and Matt with an elbow to the shoulder. Jay blind tagged Jimmy, leading to Jimmy hitting a Samoan drop and getting a cover. Jay left the ring, punched to Matt, and Matt went into the barricade at ringside. Jimmy went back in with a hard whip that sent Matt into the turnbuckle. Jay tagged in, forearm to the throat of Matt. We went to a commercial. We come back for break with Jeff back in the ring, double leg drop and a dropkick combo for a 2. Jay hit a spinning kick to Jeff's head, and Jimmy tagged back in with a back elbow, but a top rope attack missed, and Jeff came back with a whisper of the wind corkscrew for a 2. The Hardys hit poetry in motion, and then Matt hit a side effect for a 2. Jimmy came back in with a super kick on Matt. Jeff got a roll up for 2. Jimmy hit Jeff with a super kick, and then Jay tagged in with an Uso splash for a 2. The Usos were shocked by Jeff kicking out of that. The fans chanted, "This is awesome." Both Usos went up top. Jay had to kick Matt off the apron as a distraction. The Usos jumped off the top, but Jeff Hardy moved out of the way. The Usos crashed and burned. Matt tagged in and went for a twist of fate on Jimmy, who pushed Matt into the corner. Jeff tagged back in. Matt hit the twist of fate, and Jeff went up top and hit a swanton bomb. And thus the Hardy Boys become your new SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
So would Jimmy then get a 3 for a counter out of the twist of fate?
Um,
Because you said he tried to go for a twist of fate and Jimmy rammed him into a corner.
Yeah, that would be a counter.
That was Jimmy, right?
Yes.
Keep going.
What do you mean?
Well, the way she has it, it looks like there was an assault after the match.
Oh. Hardy celebrated with the titles. Matt greeted his kids at ringside. The Hardys are now 8-time tag team champions in WWE. The guys from the TV show Impractical Jokers were there and were shown celebrating the win. And the Hardys are about to be interviewed in the ring post-match by Kayla Braxton, but Lars Sullivan made his entrance and walked out of the ring, shoved both Hardys down, clotheslined Jeff, tossed Matt out of the ring, picked Jeff up and hit him with a freak accident, picked Matt up and hit a front power slam, then went up top and hit Matt with a diving headbutt.
Okay, then.
So there you go.
All right, so we'll do Lars Sullivan first.
Yeah. I just noted here that when he lands the headbutt, he does so on his side, so there's less of a bump on his head.
Fair. So we have 4 for an assault, and 4 moves is 8 points to Lars Sullivan.
All right.
Indeed.
Lars!
No. Let's be honest, Braun would tear him apart.
Let's see, is that 8 for Lars?
Yeah.
All right, 8 and 6 is 14.
All right.
All right.
Oos.
Oh!
Let's go to Jay.
Okay.
5 for being in the match, 4 moves, 9 points to Jay.
All right. And
Jimma. 5 for being in the match, 4 moves, and 3 for countering a twist of fate. 12 points to Jimma.
17.
All right. Then we'll go over to Matt Hardy.
All right.
5 for being in the match, 15 for. Wait a minute. Oh, God damn it, Tiff. She forgot to give them points for actually winning the damn titles.
Oops.
Okay, that's a little better. I was wondering why those scores looked a little bit low. I'm like, wait, didn't they just win titles?
Okay.
Oh, Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy.
5 for wrestling a match, 15 for winning said match, 30 for winning a title. And 5 moves is 55 points to Matthew Hardy.
God damn.
Yep.
And Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. 5 for match, 20 for winning the match, 30 for winning a title, and 8 moves is 63 points to Brother Nero.
Okay. Nice. So I went to a commercial break, and we came back from the commercial break to Becky Two Belts, who entered with her belts. The crowd was humming along to Becky's theme song, and she said that they had the voices of angels and said, "What a week," Becky chants. And she talked about how on Sunday she did what she said she would do in the main event of WrestleMania, and in doing so became the first ever women's dual champion. She called herself the Champ, and also Becky Two Belts. This crowd did a better job with the Becky Two Belts chant.
They were probably prepared for it because it was probably the same crowd.
Becky said that she felt like that was cause for celebration, so on Monday she tried to do that, but we see what happened, and we see the footage from Monday. And Becky said that Lacey Evans decided to get her gloves dirty, so Lacey hit Becky with her right hand. And she said that, yeah, even though the Superstar Shakeup is next week, as long as she's holding those titles, she'll be pulling double duty. And said that she knows there are a tsunami of challengers coming for the man. And to that, she says, bring on every last one of them. She wants to make this the most talked about run in all of WWE. And if she has to sleep with one eye open for the rest of her career, then she will. And said that she fought like hell in her career to get these, and you will run into a red-headed devil if you try to take the titles from me. She started making her way up the stage to the back, but she turned her back on top of the stage as a mistake, and led to Lacey Evans showing up and hitting her in the with a very hard punch to the face that knocked her down. And Lynch sold the punch rather well, like she had trouble getting up.
It was the women's right.
It was.
Or as Tiff has it down, so I don't know if your recap's there, but it says ladies' right hand. I'm like, that's not what it's called.
Yeah.
But she obviously got that from a recap, so.
Yeah, not from this one.
Okay.
Anyway.
So 5 to Becky, 2 belts for a promo.
Yeah.
And 1 to Lacey Evans for the ladies' right hand. I mean, women's right.
Yep. How many to Lacey for the women's right?
1.
That's what I thought. Okay. So then we have a commercial break. And we come back from the commercial break to Sami Zayn, who makes his entrance on the stage. The fans were humming along with his theme music, even after it stopped. Zayn stopped on the stage, shook his head, and went, "Yeah, you're not worth it," and then left.
So Tiff gave him a mini, but I would give him a full just because it's part of his gimmick.
I agree.
All right, then we have our main event.
We know our main event, which is Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, and Cesaro taking on The New Day. We open up with Woods and Sheamus, so Woods hitting a corner splash. Kofi tagged in, hit a double foot stomp to Sheamus' chest. Woods tagged back in again, but Sheamus hit him with a clothesline over the top out to the floor. McIntyre then picked up Woods on his shoulders and hit him with the reverse Alabama slam face first into the announce table. Then screamed at him, "This is my idea of fun!" Commercial break, and we come back to Big E getting a hot tag, leading to his usual sequence of 2 belly-to-belly suplexes, the side belly-to-belly slam, and then the running splash. Cesaro came back with a knee that blocked Big E's attack. Big E knocked Sheamus off the apron. Cesaro came off the top, and Big E was apparently supposed to catch him and roll over to pin, so they did that, but it was a little sloppy. Sheamus tagged back in, knee to the face of Big E, and a double team white noise for a 2. Woods broke the pin up on that. That's what happened. So yeah, there was so this was a weird situation here. Is that after that commercial break, I don't know if it involved the Alabama Slam or what the hell happened, or something happened during the break, but Drew McIntyre disappeared during the commercial break and was not seen for the duration of this match.
Mm-hmm.
According to Canton, it's because he got injured.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah. Anyway, Woods to the back body drop with Cesaro over the top. Sheamus with an Irish curse backbreaker. Sheamus charged at Big E with a bro kick, but Big E stopped him with a clothesline. Kingston tagged in, hit a frog splash on the back of Sheamus, then kicked Cesaro off the apron, then did a suicide dive on Cesaro, then kicked Sheamus in the head, went for trouble in paradise and got caught. Kofi broke free and hit it anyway and got the win.
Fair. So let's go to the Scottish Psychopath.
After the match, it looked like Kofi asked referee Mike Chioda how much time was left, and Mike let him know. There was 2 minutes left for a celebration. Kofi brought his oldest son into the ring to celebrate with the New Day, and then brought his other son in. Replays were shown. Kofi's wife was in the ring holding their youngest son. They celebrated in the ring. Kofi's oldest son posed on the turnbuckle again. The announcers kept pushing a shake-up, and how this could be the last time the New Day is together.
Yep.
Kofi held up the title, posed the turnbuckle, and we went off the air.
Yep. So Scottish Psychopath.
Yes.
He gets 10 points for showing up and getting injured.
Okay. Next.
Cesaro. 5 points for being in a match. 4 for the main event. 2 moves. 11 points to Cesaro.
Or to Cesaro.
And Sheamus. 9 points for being in a match. 3 for an evasion. And 4 for moves. 16 points to Sheamus.
Yes, 39.
All right. Let's go to your boy, Austin Creed.
Yeah. Just real quick, by the way, Risa, I was going to tell you, the Sheamus thing is just a joke, but if you're wondering why we keep saying Cesaro, it's because there was a very famous incident during a match where Cesaro's got slammed face first onto, I believe it was a ring post.
Yes.
And Cesaro's 2 front teeth got knocked out.
Oh.
No, it didn't get knocked out. It got impacted. It got shoved up into his jaw.
Yeah, okay, impacted. Either way, he didn't have 2 front teeth, one had to go have dental surgery. And so for a while, because they put some fake teeth in, but he had to wear a dental appliance for a while afterward, and it made him talk with a lisp. So when he said his name, it was Cesaro.
Oh, no.
And WWE jumped on this by immediately releasing it. WWE jumped on this and immediately released a T-shirt that was his same T-shirt, but instead of Cesaro, it said Cesaro.
And it had a picture of his smiling face with the 2 missing front teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, basically Cesaro forgot to close his mouth when he took the bump, and maybe he took it a little too high, and basically ended up biting the top of the turnbuckle, shoving his 2 front teeth up into his skull.
Yeah, that was not pleasant.
So your boy Austin Creed.
Yes, he's okay now. He has implants now. He's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
And he wears a mouth guard whenever he wrestles now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Anyway, you were sorry. Your boy Austin Creed,
Yeah.
also known as Xavier Woods.
9 points for the match, 15 for being on the winning team, 2 moves, 26 points to your boy.
Comes 36. Okay.
All right. And Big E.
Yes.
9 points for the match, 15 for being on the winning team, 5 moves, a counter of the Brogue Kick, and tearing a, what did he tear, a meniscus?
Yes, he tore his meniscus.
So 32 points to Mr. No Meniscus.
I'm going to take a wild guess that he tore his meniscus at that point where he was supposed to catch Sheamus off the top rope and fucked it up.
Fair. Or maybe he fucked it up because he tore his meniscus.
Yeah, one of the two. Anyway, WWE Champion Kofi Kingston.
So he gets 9 points for wrestling a match, and 25 points for winning a match, and 5 moves is 39 points to your champion.
39. All right. So that's 109. That's 111.
All right. So now get this. After SmackDown, apparently Sami Zayn came back out.
Okay.
And asked KO to come out.
Okay.
And it appeared, because whoever recorded this didn't record the whole thing, just recorded the bit that they were trying to record, which it looked like he asked KO for like a match or something like that. And that KO was like leaning against the ropes, just like, yeah, okay, what the hell do you want? And Sammy decided, wait, no, we're not going to have the match. We're not doing this. I don't want to do this because, let's be honest, they don't deserve a match between us. Because if we put on a match, it's going to be an instant classic 5-star match, and these people in New York don't deserve a 5-star match between us. So, how about we just
give each other a hug as old friends, and go on our way. And KO just kind of stood up, just kind of looked at him and was like, all right. And gives Sammy a hug, and then takes the microphone and goes, all right, Sammy, but before I go, I just want to say 3 words to you. And leans over and hands the mic over to the ref, and the last thing he says as he hands the mic to the ref, ring the bell. Bell rings, kick to the stomach, stunner, 1, 2, 3, KO wins, and KO leaves.
Okay, then.
So yeah, KO's not buying Sammy shit.
Nope.
Actually, it was actually funny because what led to that was he was like, okay, I'll hug him, and then he leaves, and as he's getting ready to leave, Sammy starts to talk about KO, and like about how shit KO is, about how KO was just riding my coattails, so I brought him up, blah 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 blah, and then KO just kind of stops, decides not to get out in the ring, and turns around, and Sammy goes, "Oh shit, you're still here. How much of that did you hear?" And KO takes the microphone, and he goes, "Well, considering I never left the ring, I heard everything." And Sammy goes, "Oh, shit." He's like, come on, man. We're friends. Let's just go about our way. Go about our business. Give me a hug. Come on." And Kale's like, all right. But before I go, I just want to say 3 words. Ring the bell. Stunner. So, yeah, Sammy done fucked up.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, that was a good statement. It is on YouTube if anyone would care to search for it. It is funny.
Okay.
So, totals.
Totals indeed. All right, let's go over here. Do a data refresh and save. All right.
See how big of a lead the Hardy Boys gave me. Wow.
You are at 472 points. I am in second place at 363. Tiff has pulled into third at 144, and Reese is currently last at 113 for the time being.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm done. It's over. I lost.
It's 1 week. Calm down.
I know. Just kidding.
Besides, we haven't gone over to 205 Live yet.
Let's do that.
Actually, no, Risa does get some points.
Yeah, throw me a bone.
Which, depending on how things go in the coming weeks, could be considerably less, but we'll see. All right. 205 Live.
All right.
So we kick things off with Gentleman Jack Gallagher walking out with Drew Gulak wearing a t-shirt and jeans. Black jeans. And Drew Gulak proceeds to walk over to the commentator's desk and sit down next to Nigel McGuinness and puts on a headset. Humberto Carrillo comes out, and we're going to have ourselves a good old one-on-one cruiserweight match of Humberto Carrillo versus Jack Gallagher. And this match is pretty much what you'd expect. It's a pretty decent match. They're both good wrestlers, and Jack Gallagher trying to show Carrillo mat technician, and Carrillo doing a lot of high flying stuff, and Drew basically saying, no, don't go up high. You need to learn how to, mat grapple, blah blah blah. And finally, Carrillo goes up top one too many times because Carrillo gets Jack on the mat. I can't remember how, but he gets him on the mat, and then he goes up top to go do his finishing move. And Drew, at this point, has had enough, gets up and shoves Carrillo off the top into the ring, causing a DQ. Drew then gets Carrillo in the corner and just starts beating the shit out of him, just completely pissed off. And then he pulls Carrillo up, and he pulls his right hand back like he's gonna do a knockout punch. And then Jack Gallagher grabs his fist, stopping him, and Drew kind of turns around like, what? And he kind of looks at him, and Jack is just staring daggers at Drew, and then whap, that headbutt. And Drew just hits the mat and rolls out of the ring. And Carrillo just kind of looking up from the corner a little bit. He's like, what just happened? And then Jack rolls out of the ring on the opposite side by the announcer's table. So you have Drew Gulak backing up the ramp, staring down, completely pissed off. You have Jack Gallagher staring daggers basically through Drew Gulak's soul through the ring. And you have Carrillo who rolls out of the ring and just kind of leans against the front of the ring like, what the fuck just happened? So it looked like Jack just turned on Drew and they're splitting up that entire faction. Although Jack may now team with Humberto as a face or tweener. But we will have to wait till this week and potentially next week to find out how this all plays out.
Fair enough.
So, Drew Gulak. 5 for accompaniment, 5 for commentary, 6 for interference, 4 for an assault. Total of 20 points to Drew Gulak. And ironically, he has the most points of the 3.
How many?
20.
Okay.
We have Jack Gallagher. 5 for a match, 3 for countering a rope walk, 5 moves for a total of 13 points to Jack Gallagher.
Okay.
And Humberto Carrillo. 5 for a match, 3 for avoiding a corner wheel kick, 7 moves, total of 15 points to Humberto Carrillo.
Okay.
All right, then we have a series of promos. We have Buddy Murphy and then Tony Nese basically talking about Tony's win at WrestleMania and hyping up the main event, which is just a rematch. So 5 points to Buddy and Tony.
Okay.
Then we cut to the office of DM, the GM, who is having a meeting with Oney Lorcan. But before he can really start the meeting, Cedric Alexander walks in, and Drake Maverick's like, "What the hell are you doing here?" It's like, I'm having a meeting with Oney, so you have to come back. And Cedric's like, "Well, yeah, that's kind of why I'm here. You see, I was wondering about the status of my request of a match against Oney Lorcan, and I figured since you're having a meeting with Oney Lorcan right now, that saves me the trouble of 2 visits, and I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone." And DM the GM is like, "Yeah, fine. You're gonna have your match next week." And Cedric is like, "All right, cool." And then Oney kind of butts in, and is like, "Hey, Cedric, you ever wonder why I attacked you?" And Cedric's like, "No, but I have a feeling you're gonna tell me anyway." And Oney's like, "Do you remember what you said to me after our match a couple weeks ago when you leaned in?" And Cedric just kind of gives him this look, and he goes, "You said to me that you felt that eventually 205 Live would become mine." Like basically saying that he felt Oney Lorcan had the skill to be the best in 205 Live. And Oney's like, "I took that to heart, but there's just one problem. You're still here." And Cedric Alexander's like, "I see. Well, then bring it." And Cedric leaves. So 5 points to Oney Lorcan and Cedric Alexander for setting up a match for next week.
Okay.
Which I assume Oney Lorcan is going to win.
You can see that.
Not that I care, I have both men.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to our main event. Yes, this is a very short show.
Wow, the main event already?
The 205
Super
Live
short
usually
show.
has 2 matches, maybe 3. And it's only a 1-hour long show.
Yep.
Okey-dokey.
So Tony Nese versus Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship. It's pretty much what you'd expect from the 2 of them. I felt this match was a better match than the WrestleMania match. I don't know if other people would feel that way, but I really like this match because it felt like there was a little more emotion behind it as opposed to the WrestleMania match, which was kind of a grudge match, but it was more kind of a technical wrestling match. Whereas this one didn't have as many counters, and it was more And it might have to do with the fact that Buddy Murphy was the challenger, not the champion in this one. Because it was more Buddy Murphy kind of going off the deep end, trying to reclaim his title, and Tony Nese basically being the fan favorite because, again, they're still in New York, so he's the hometown hero.
Yep.
And them just beating the shit out of each other. Just hardcore beating the shit out of each other. They did quite a few moves, but it was pretty much a back and forth of just beating the shit out of each other. And Tony Nese giving zero fucks.
Okay.
Because, yeah, Buddy Murphy, to his credit, did quite a few different things. Package super kick, powerbomb F5, Murphy's Law. But Tony Nese just gave absolutely no fucks because super kick, inverted Rana into the fucking corner, 2 running Neses, fuck off, Buddy Murphy.
Okay, then.
And he's like, no, I'm not going to hit you with 1. I'm going to hit you with 2 because I don't want you getting up.
Mm-hmm.
So, still your Cruiserweight Championship, or Cruiserweight Champion, Tony Nese.
Fair enough.
And the fans were clearly behind him because hometown hero. The hell? Are you watching a video in the middle of our video?
No, I accidentally bumped my phone and it triggered a thing. Sorry.
Okay, then. So,
Points.
Buddy Murphy.
Yes.
5 for being in a match, 4 for the main event, 6 points for avoiding a springboard moonsault and countering a running Nese, and 9 moves for a total of 15 points to Buddy Murphy.
Okay.
And your winner, Tony Nese.
Yes.
So, 9 points for wrestling a match, 25 points for winning a match, 20 points for retaining the Cruiserweight Championship, 9 points for countering a Murphy's Law, a Rising Knee Strike, and a Murphy combo, and 9 move points for a total of 72 points to Tony Nese.
It's 77. All right.
And that is your 205 Live.
Cool. All right, let's go over here and see what we got.
You're right over there, Risa?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Just want to make sure since you turned off your thing again.
All right, so we're going left to right on scores. In the lead is Jeff at 497 points. In second place is me at 363. In third is Tiff at 236. And in fourth is Risa at 146. All right. Now your final scores for the week.
All right.
Woo!
We are in it, folks. Let's check the leaderboards.
Indeed.
Top of the leaderboard is your WWE champion, Kofi Kingston, at 111 points. Followed by your Universal champion, Seth freaking Rollins, 84. Tony Nese, the Cruiserweight champion, at 77. Jeff Hardy, one half of your new SmackDown Tag Team champions, at 63. Ricochet coming in at 62. Finn Balor, the Intercontinental Champion, at 55. Tied with Matt Hardy, the other half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, also 55. Aleister Black coming in at 51, followed by Big E of the New Day at 42. And the Raw Tag Team Champions, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, are tied in the last place at 41 each. And if you were to discount the 2 ties occurring, then both Sheamus at 39 points and Xavier Woods at 36 would also make the top 10.
Yeah, and that's the last time you'll see Big E in the top 10 because he's injured.
Pretty much.
There's no women in the top 10.
Nope.
Nope.
The women didn't do anything this week.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, highest ranked woman is Peyton Royce off of the retention of the women's tag titles.
There was no retention. It was just a match.
Are you sure about that?
Fairly sure why. I'm fairly certain. Let me see what she's got on this. Fantasy log. SmackDown. April 8th.
9th.
Well, she has 8. It just says it was just a match. There was no titles involved. Not against local talent.
And I quote, Royce said that they are defending the titles against the best tag team they could find in Brooklyn.
Okay, well, she didn't even mark this as a title match. Tiff did.
Well, according to this recap, it's a title match. Let me check the other one. Yes, that was a title match.
Let's see. Oh, I guess it was. Okay.
Do they need more points?
Yeah. So, hang on.
They get an extra 15 points a pop.
Yeah, give them each 15 more points.
Yeah, it becomes 42. That was 47 to Peyton.
And I mean, they will be in the top 10.
And then Billy Kay. Well, we'll see. Where's the hell's Billy Kay? Let's put it back in alphabetical order for a second. And Billy Kay will get 15. We'll put it 36. And 5 is 41 for her.
Oh, Peyton's in the top 10 anyway.
Yes, Peyton Royce gets knocked. So amended top 10. Kofi, Seth, and Tony Nese and Jeff Hardy and Ricochet that have not changed. Finn Balor, Matt Hardy still there, and Aleister Black. Peyton Royce getting up ahead of Big E to take the number 9 slot. Big E getting relegated to number 10 with Billy Kay just barely tied with Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, the Raw Tag Champs, and not making the top 10.
You're welcome to.
But all three of them would take. But all three of them would take that if you just counted the tie that's still there between Finn and Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
All right. So if I go back over here and amend this.
Yeah, so we need to check the
Tiff's points is now 266 instead of 236.
Yep.
Okay.
There you
Get it. There's your first week, folks. We are going. Should be some more interesting stuff. We've got more Superstar Shakeup stuff going on. I will note I've been reading some interesting things. Purportedly, Samoa Joe was supposed to be on the show tonight, but was sick, and they had to remove his segment, so they may be swapping the mid-card titles around. Also, Vince McMahon has put out an announcement.
I don't think they would strip Joe of the title just for being sick for 1 week.
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying for the title. I'm saying that if he was supposed to be on Raw tonight with the U.S. title, that would put him on Raw, which means don't be shocked if Balor turns up on SmackDown tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Was my argument.
Fair.
Also, Mr. McMahon has put out an announcement. Says that tomorrow night he will be revealing the biggest acquisition in SmackDown Live history.
Okay.
We don't know what that means. We will have to tune in to find out.
And then we're also going to find out who Paige's acquisitions are.
Paige's new team that she's bringing in.
So this will be interesting.
Very much so. All right. So with that, folks, we have reached the end of our little evening. Thank you all for joining us. Thank the two of you for joining us. Tiff, thank you for the scores, and we're sorry we couldn't have you. And we'll see you next time, folks. The shakeup will have gone through by then, and we'll kind of know a little bit more about where the season is heading.
Yeah.
See you then. Let's try that again. See you next time, folks.